No, it always does this forever before.
Oh, on the computer?
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe not. I'm not sure now. Now I'm all paranoid.
You should be paranoid. Hi, everyone.
Okay, we're on. Good morning. It's the Todd and Erin morning stream here on GetBarDaily.com.
Just saying hi to everybody on Facebook. Hi. I'm going to do it here, too.
Oh, no. It just finished my whole thing and it's gone.
Oh, well. So bad.
And it was really funny. Okay, well, so much for that.
Should we take a look at the mountain cam?
Probably. It's the Brio Technologies, of course. They're your experts in lighting, sound, and video. They can buy, they can sell to you, they can rent, they can set up, they can maintain. It's all the cool stuff that makes your business look like you actually entered this century. Brio Light, it's brioaudiovisual.com, as a matter of fact.
There you go.
And it's black. It's not even, there's nothing really inspiring. But this is the last warm day for a while, because now it snows.
This is, hey, let's try to fix Todd week. Yesterday, I had a root canal. I gotta tell you, that's kind of sexy.
No, it was so much more than a root canal. It really was more like entering into the bottom part of your jawline.
No. I went to a
Periodontist.
And there's two roots we couldn't find from a regular doctor, so go there, and he uses like I want to say telescope, one of those. And he looks down in and he finds...
It was an imaging thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just like really amazing. He's like the root sniper. And that was okay. And then today, I'm doing blood work, so they said don't eat. And you know what? I don't even usually eat breakfast. But I had to stop eating at 11 o'clock last night. And you know what I want to do? I want to grab a medium-sized dog and eat it right now. I will push a nun down some stairs to get to...
Thank you, honey. I appreciate that.
Why don't you just bring in Kentucky Fried Chicken and get this over with? Want to see me cry? I can drink water, though. And today I'm getting an isotope put in me. Radioactive. I could be like glowing man. Yeah, just enjoy your bacon.
There's no reason the rest of us should suffer.
Yes, there is. You can't hide bacon, hon. I'll just put it over here. You can't hide bacon. It smells like bacon. Where'd the bacon go? I can't see it. Darn you, Erin. You and your hide and seek. This is where our daughter comes up with her skills for hide and seek. She sucks at it. Well, when she was younger, she would go to the same place every time. And now there's the bacon every time you drink water.
It's delicious.
I'm going to put it outside. And let's. It's in your lap, hon. I see the bacon.
Look, there's a UFO.
Watch how bad this is.
Thank you, Richard.
It is the worst thing, isn't it? You've done this, where you're not even usually hungry for the couple hours, and all of a sudden it's like you can't eat, and then you're like, oh yeah, I am. I would have eaten a Hot Pocket last night. I would eat 8 of them right now, especially if they're attached to the medium-sized dog.
You'll notice I'm actually less offended about you eating the medium-sized dog than I am the Hot Pockets.
No, you actually don't want me to take your bacon. That's what's going on here. Okay. Speaking of dogs, it's a bad transition.
It's an awful transition, but this is the most important thing because he was rescued. This, to me, is the testament of just how tenacious a little animal can be. Look at this sweet little animal.
Puppies.
The reason he's in terrible shape, you'll notice, is his fur is off of him. A dog named Kelly was found wandering on the Bonneville Salt Flats. He's at the Utah Animal Adoption Center right now. He's hairless. He's all scabbed and emaciated. It's just heartbreaking.
Why?
His name is Warrior, which means... Kelly, which is warrior in Irish Gaelic. So it's very, very well suited. Matt Bentley was out four-wheeling in the Knolls area on the Salt Flats on Monday night when his trip kind of got cut short because he found this puppy just standing there in the middle of nowhere. They literally don't know how Kelly survived, how long she was in the Salt Flats, because it really reaches way below freezing temperatures in winter. And intense...
She's got no fur.
Well, here's why it happened, because there's intense ultraviolet radiation that reflects off the salt. So she literally lost all of her fur. Poor little mouse. And they say that she's just incredibly sweet, but her shivering is sarcophagic mange, and it's awful. It's got scabies, and that causes the hair to fall out too. This poor animal is just the saddest thing you have ever seen.
She's got a bed now, which is nice.
We have her on meds, and they take a while, but they're really effective, and they think the mites will be gone. They can bathe her and kind of help her out. But they're really looking for the owner to see if there's someone who's been looking for this animal for so long, because they said that she had a collar and she looked very...
She was out there.
That there was at some point it looked like she was loved, but there's no identification. So it's really frustrating. She said and that's not really a place where they people abandon animals. Sadly, there's, I guess, specific areas where they kind of go, yeah, that dog dropped off,
if you've never been out there, by the way, it's fascinating to go out there. But it's off, I-80 going towards Wendover. You jump off almost to Wendover, and you head right, and it's a ways. You've got to get a ways before you can actually get on the flat.
They were interviewing the vet, and they said, what kind of breed is she? And she went, hound. But in any case, the nice thing about this is since the story has broken, no, they haven't found any owner, but there's been dozens of people who have offered to adopt her.
I always like that when that
I know,
happens.
but it's like, this is going to be a project, but I'm up for it. Our family can do this. Please don't tell Zoe about this, because the first thing she'll demand is we bring this dog home. Right. Please don't tell her.
So you ever been in a business, in a company, and you get taken over? It's happened in radio to us 7 times?
There was one day our company got sold twice in the same day.
Did? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's weird. And both bosses sucked.
I think it was Citadel to Trumper.
Something. So anyway, and some people take the transition rather well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then the other kind.
And then go, that's okay. It's one of those things. Well, Spike, that's the first network for men. And it's been out for 15 years.
When you say that, it's like people doing stupid stunts.
All the things we enjoy.
Car crashes.
There's sports awards.
There's spitting.
They have cops.
Adjusting.
But I'm fine with it. I actually like it a lot. But it's very, very funny because whoever had the password for the Twitter verified account for Spike, once they realized that they had been bought by Paramount and it was about to abruptly change hands and turn into something else.
He went rogue.
Had a good time on Twitter. Oh, it was a guy.
Oh, was it?
Let us observe. First of all, Spike TV is dead as of Thursday. That would be today. And well, since I'm out of here anyway, I might as well tell you all the things I've been holding back for the past 18 years.
Oh, my
Brace yourself.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a reason all of our early shows were CSI, UFC, TNA, MXC. No one around here knew how to read. That was the first series.
Oh, that's funny.
And then, of course, it kept going. I hated all my logos, but this last one looks like a tattoo design from a rejected Ink Master contestant. I lost my virginity in one of the storage spaces from Auction Hunters.
Oh.
I clogged up the stall in the 7th floor men's room over 20 times last year. It gets better. It does get better. I gave my entire staff empty gift cards as party gifts because screw them in their joy. We had a show called the Joe Schmo Show because every decent show name was apparently already taken. And my favorite number is 392 because there's a number of times that Cops is on every night on Spike.
Oh, funny.
He was a bitter man, but he was a fun one.
So can they?
So this literally went on the entire day, despite the network's increasingly frantic attempts to reach someone at Twitter and go, "Could we just cut this?" And they're like, "No,
because
he has the password." And they're like, "No, we."
So does he still have it?
It's gone now. Today, the Paramount took them over, so it's had to be dissolved as of this morning. But this went on for a good 36 hours, and I used to check it like every hour to see what his new confession was.
In radio, when people were fired, you finish your show, and your boss comes by and goes, "Hey, come on in my office after the show." Every time everybody said that, you're like, "What?" And so you go in, and then if there was HR, which there wasn't way back then, they just go, "We're going to go a different direction." And then you would sign your papers, and they'd give you the check, and then they would escort you out of the building. Escort you because evidently some radio people are volatile. So, as an example, K-Bear, the rock station in town, which has been around forever.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic.
Legendary.
Yeah. And so they had a gentleman on there, and they fired him. And they said, but can you work till the weekend? Because he seemed like he was taking it okay. No. What he did was we used things that looked like 8-tracks, and that's where the commercials came on, and that's where the songs came, and you would plug them into a machine. You had the ability to loop those tapes, if so desired. The gentleman recorded the message he wanted to send out to the world, I think using just about every swear word there is available.
It was a creative flow of obscenity that really rolled over the audio waves in an overwhelming splash of
And he started at midnight, knowing that the bosses would be asleep and
or drunk.
Or, yeah.
Which, was pretty standard also in radio.
Or planning their next move to kill radio. And he let it go. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, hey, the phone call comes, PD runs down there, unlocks the outside door, runs in, pushes the door open, which are very heavy, by the way, to make them soundproof. Push the door over, walks in, turns that off and a song on. Except for this gentleman took super glue.
The big, thick, viscous kind, not the little delicate kind you used to replace china, but the big stuff.
And he did a big line of it, all around the door where the door jamb was. And then he pulled it tight, and he held it. Now, that door, up to about 2 years ago, was still on display at the radio station.
It was legendary. How did it take them to chip it off?
Took them hours to get in there, going with a screwdriver. And all the wood on the outside of the door was left glued to the jamb. That's how good this works. So, think about it.
They had to do a Sawzall at some point, didn't they?
No, it was just, but that was always in the storage room, leaning up against the wall, and people come by and kiss it like that because it's
like one of the religious statues in Rome. Except for it was the door.
Throw a penny at it for good luck and vodka for their homies. Anyway, so
it was so rare that we all got to enjoy the GM's colon slamming shut like that. So it was a good time for everyone.
Oh, and that's just one story. You should hear the others.
Let's not.
And
I'm not sure where it turns weird.
The only thing better than those stories were what was happening in the studios. And this is only realized when finally the companies decided to put in video surveillance cameras. Wow.
That was a learning experience.
Overnight radio. So anyway, we got information coming up, don't we?
Yeah, we do. It's what Daisy. It's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Always Black Friday. That is your amazing discount store up in Ogden. 30 to 75% off every day. Freaking amazing deals. Denali Performance Clinic. Look, if you've got some sort of knee or joint injury, maybe dealing with just debilitating migraines, these people can get rid of them for you without opioids. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air looking right now for a fabulous winter special where they can make sure you're running in tip-top shape and save hundreds of dollars in energy bills. You can go to allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my darling, what is going on today?
A 17-year-old babysitter is charged with child abuse homicide after the death of a toddler he was caring for in West Valley, Sydney. The teenager called 911 on Wednesday saying the 21-month-old boy was unconscious. The victim, identified as Jason Sanchez, was flown to Primary Children's Hospital where he died. Doctors found multiple visible injuries on the toddler and took the babysitter into custody when his story did not match the evidence. A younger sibling of Jason, also under the care of the teen babysitter, reportedly was unhurt. For a link to the GoFundMe page set up for the toddler's funeral costs, visit GephardtDaily.com. Officials have identified a woman who died in an auto pedestrian accident Saturday in Springville. Utah County Sheriff's officials say the victim is 42-year-old Cody Lambrisi of Springville. Officials say the road where the victim was hit is narrow and not well lit. Lambrisi was carrying a flashlight, they said, but she was wearing dark clothing, and the driver who hit her reportedly did not see her. And a man police say was driving a stolen vehicle fled from officers Wednesday night in Taylorsville, but he didn't get far. Police gave chase, and they laid down one spike strip, which worked so well it flattened all four of the vehicle's tires. Unified police officials say the suspect fled on foot, but was not fast enough to escape before containment was set up. Next, police released their hounds, and the suspect was quickly taken into custody. A Unified Police spokesman said that often the red and blue lights of many police cars and the sound of barking canines is enough to make a suspect surrender. And time now for your Waterfront forecast, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's coolest audio-visual specialists. Our winter warm spell continues for a few more days with highs in the 50s until Saturday, when temperatures take a dive into the mid-30s. Rain and snowstorms could hit on Friday, with a snowstorm even more likely on Saturday. The weather stabilizes next week with sunny weather expected, but the new normal will be temperatures in the high 30s and low 40s. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to getparkdaily.com. And for now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy, very much. All Utah Plumbing got a deal for you right now. I know you don't want to think about air conditioning, but it's going to happen. If you replace your furnace, upgrade the efficiency there and the safety, and you get the AC in a package, you're going to save $2,000. Now, on top of the $2,000, they're also going to put in an air scrubber. The inversion, air scrubber, family's health, makes sense. That brings you to $3,200, which means you're basically getting your furnace free. For more information, go to allutahplumbing.com.
All right, this is an absolutely gorgeous story. Tell me something good. It's brought to you by Always Black Friday. These are the guys I told you about. They have the store up in Ogden. Crazy good prices, like 30 to 75% off everything from like drones to high-end shoes, anything you can imagine. This is, to me, the most amazing example of like forgiveness and kindness.
These are people better than us.
So much better. Ricky Spector, she's a Baltimore City Councilwoman. She's also 80 years old. And it was just about less than a month ago. It was pretty mild there, so she put on a light jacket. She's heading out for her gold Buick. And there were two kids from southwest Baltimore who had gone into her Inner Harbor parking garage. They were cutting school, looking for cars to steal. Oh. And they fixed their eyes on 80-year-old Spector.
Target.
The attack was quick and it was ugly. As Spector got into her vehicle, the 13-year-old blocked her door from closing, and the 15-year-old hit her in the face, saying, "You white, give me your car." Now, Spector's adorable. She said, "I was as mad as hell. They said, they punched me in the face. They threw me into a concrete pillar. I was screaming like crazy." Now, so the boys were arrested. I mean, there's plenty of video. The city was outraged. Everyone's talking about how violent and terrifying Baltimore is, and no decent human being wants to live there, and blah, blah. Well, she wasn't having any of this. Ricky Spector went, "Look, this is not going to accomplish anything." So what she decided to do instead was join a group called the Good Samaritans. It's a team of nonprofit workers, cooks, coaches, mentors, sports heroes, a big group that she's gotten together to try to help to work with a lot of these kids in terms of being mentors and trying to show them that there was something more. And so she decided to become their mentor and their advocate. So she appeared in court for them.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
I apologize, by the way. This was a year ago. I didn't mean to confuse you. But
Wait. The kids who roughed her up and threw her around, an 80-year-old woman, she shows up in court for them?
Pretty amazing, isn't it? Well, she said they've got a little ways to go, but she said they have become leaders in their neighborhood and they've been encouraging nonviolence with the other kids. So last month, at the one-year anniversary of the attack, she stood with the older teen in front of a large audience in front of her synagogue, and the leaders from across the city presented him with an award for his progress. Perfect school attendance. He's gone from F's to B's and A's. He has started a youth club in his neighborhood. And the guy who once punched Spector in the face was now so shy he tried to hide behind her. Which is funny because the kid's like 6'2", hide behind her, from the view of the crowd. And he said he was so overwhelmed that if he didn't hold on to me, he was going to collapse. And the teenager said, "I felt scared on the inside. It was a lot of people, and I thought they were going to be ashamed and disgusted with me for my actions." He said, "But a lot of people said they were proud of me, and they started shaking my hand."
There you go.
And a week later, Spector presented another award to the younger boy who hugged her, called her ma'am, and said, "I am so sorry that I messed up." Now, once again, these are people so much better than us. But the thing I like most about this is I had literally just read a report from Baltimore, I think it was a week and a half ago, talking about how terrible things were and how awful. And it's just so dangerous. And then you read about stories about this 80-year-old woman, and you realize you can't latch on the horrible things. You have to latch on the fact that there are people so much better than us that are unwilling to let it just go away.
This is like the story we did last week. We talked about the mosque, and this guy went in and vandalized it, and they caught the guy, and they gave him this fine of, if he didn't pay the fine, he was going to go to jail for like 6 months.
It was more than that.
And the mosque leader paid for the fine.
The money that they had raised to remodel the mosque, and he used it to pay for the fine to get the boy out, because he said it's not going to do him any good to be in prison.
I hope I could be that good.
I would like to believe I could, and I'm almost positive I couldn't. But okay, speaking of good,
I will talk to you.
Christopher's Prime Steakhouse.
We do a giveaway, and this is to say thank you for watching.
And nothing says we love you like ribeye.
And telling your friends and sharing this, so we can annoy more people. We're going to send you and 3 people down to Christopher's. They're going to take care of you. I got to tell you, it is so. The service is great. The steak is great, but it's not snooty, you know? It's warm.
I know there's some places where you're not even comfortable enough to eat because you're sitting there going, am I using the right fork?
So go ahead and sign up right now. Drop a message.
Yeah, just drop a comment on the show today. You can do that on the Gephardt Daily Facebook page, Gephardt Approved, or if you're on the Todd and Erin Facebook page, welcome to the community. Just join and drop a comment. And it doesn't matter what time of the day or night you're actually watching this, because very few of us actually watch this live. So whenever you're doing it, just drop a comment. You're still entered.
Oh.
What?
Finish your bacon. The whole thing. Get rid of it. Make it go away. You threw it in the trash. Now I won't even smell it. Mary Ann, who's watching on Facebook,
Hi, Mary Ann.
wants to know if we need some more trophies. And the answer is, yeah. You know why? Because you never have enough trophies. Mm-mm. She's got a box full. We would like them. She wants to donate them. Yes, thank you. Matter of fact, anybody else there, because we could put a shelf right here.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Tony Abbott, who does the big expo show that's coming up, the outdoor expo show, after we were done talking with him, he's like, explain this.
We're Utah's most awarded video podcast.
Right? And these started at our home, and because I thought it was cute. And then suddenly we started using them. And it's like Zoe would clean her room and stuff, and we'd present her with a trophy. So she cleaned her room. And then we put it back, and then we'd do it for other
Our
things.
friends would come to the house to play card games, and Todd would give them a participation trophy.
It's simple things. I'm sorry. Where are we?
I think anyone who knows us is already pretty prepared for that reality. All right, coming up in just a couple of seconds, Daisy's here. We've got so many cool weekend events going on.
Do.
As a matter of fact, they're all up and down the Wasatch Front. And then, of course, we have a few things from Sundance coming up today as well.
All right, I am going to step out of the room and into the zone where the bacon was actually cooked.
It was delicious.
Bye.
See you in a minute.
All right,
Morning,
John.
Todd.
Morning, guy. What's going on?
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to ColumbusVacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to AllUtahPlumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com any time of the day or night?
All right,
Morning,
John.
Todd.
Morning, guy. What's going on?
Not much. We're going to talk about some fun things today.
Do it yourself. Here you are to help us out. Toilets that are running. We've heard this at night, and you're sitting there trying to fall asleep and go, I'm wasting water, I'm wasting money. And you jiggle a handle, and you jiggle it.
Yeah, you're just...
What's going on with it?
There's a couple different things.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you guys how, to kind of handle it yourself.
Okay.
With some inexpensive.
Nice guy.
So we have some different parts.
Okay.
But a lot of people that complain is, well, I'm laying in bed. So we're going to go over that first. You're laying in bed, and every 10 or 15 minutes it goes and shuts off, and you're like, ugh.
Don't try to make that noise at home.
Yes,
He's a professional.
That's experience.
Right.
At any rate, a lot of times, that's your flapper. So that seals down on the, on the flush valve. And if water can get through here,
Right.
well, that's going to cause your fill valve to, this goes up and down and stops it.
So it trips
Right up
that.
here.
And that's
Now
more
it's
noise.
full.
Right.
The tank is full, waiting for your next flush.
Right.
And as this thing's leaking, this slowly goes down, turns the water on. I'll do the sound.
Music to my ears.
Shuts it off. So you can buy these things. I like the brass ones.
Right.
You see these little threads here. Well, this adjusts to fit the multiple toilets. And of course you're in there and you're making it just right. At any rate, now it's to the right height. And then your flapper is typically on that flush valve, and this is hooked to the handle that you're actually flushing with. And that pulls it up, and then as the water's going down, it slowly, and voila. And so the way you really assemble this,
I'll hold this,
guys, so you you take your stuff out. You might not have one that looks like this. That's fine. Don't get intimidated. This goes in the same hole that the other one came out of. So it comes with multiple parts. This and this attach. Hose to this, pushes on, and this hose attaches to this. And there's usually a tube, right? And this hooks onto that, and now it's filling some of the tube along with filling the tank. And then the simple other part is this is very obvious. He'll hold this again. This obviously goes on here. Okay, so it would be on, and then this screws on here, obviously tightens to the tank.
Right, so the tank's like this. Okay.
Washer, and then voila. And so that's what seals here.
There you go.
And really, that's how simple it is to rebuild your toilet. If you have any problems,
there you go.
We'll come out and do it for you.
So question now, you were mentioning something earlier. Water heaters are going up.
Somewhere from June through August.
Sounds pretty specific.
The new water heaters are going to be here.
Right.
They're going up. They're telling us right now $200. So this isn't a little increase.
Right.
This is a big increase.
So if you're looking for a new one, but the point is the old style ones are safe.
Oh, yes.
They are pretty efficient. And so maybe if you want to replace them, now is the time to do it. All right.
At any rate, till next time, I hope that was helpful. Thanks, everybody.
AllUtahPlumbing.com for more information.
At Always Black Friday, we love a good deal. We buy new and used products at a discount so we can pass on the savings to you. And we're Get Part approved. From electronics to clothing to appliances. If you want it, we have it at discount prices. Visit our eBay store or come to our warehouse at 865 West 12th Street in Ogden. Always Black Friday, where you can find Black Friday deals all year round.
Happy Black Friday!
Oh, look, we're back. It's the Todd and Erin morning stream here on GetPartDaily.com. A pastoral scene. You walk around that golf course every day, don't you?
I do, yeah. Sometimes I walk at home up in Liberty Park, but...
You're fierce. I mean, like 300 degrees outside, or like the other day it was like 10 below and you're still out walking.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a bit obsessive about this Fitbit as well.
Did you put it back in the dryer again?
No, I didn't put it in the dryer, but I definitely have like OCD tendencies, and once I get in my head, like I have to do 10,000.
Stand up and show them the Fitbit though, because this is one of the nifty new ones that's really small and it's like kind of portable.
Yeah. So there's a little smiling face or something.
So it approves of you. That's good.
Yeah. Then the time. Then your steps. Then
does it show your body fat? Because that should be a minus number, and that's important to know.
And then whatever that, I think that's calories.
The thing you can, because it's synced to my phone, I can set it for like, you can set it for like, okay, do you want to lose weight? Do you want to, and I don't want to lose weight. I just
there's not enough of you now. So yeah.
But I'm interested in, getting fit.
So does Jay check it every night, your husband, or is it just that you like to go, look at how many I
no, it's just...
I can't imagine Jay being like the exercise police, but does he just ask out of curiosity? Or?
Yeah, no, I tell him out of curiosity. I'm like, guess what? It's just, I have these kind of weird things that if I set my mind to doing something, I'm very like obsessed by it.
I like that. Though she be little, she be fierce.
Oh, I was going to ask you a question.
Yes.
Can I have a trophy?
Of course you can. We need to find one of the graceful ones, though. Probably this should.
I was eyeing that one because I could be like the best British person on a video podcast in Utah and South Jordan at 7 o'clock in the morning. How about
Right?
that?
That almost deserves a bigger trophy, to be completely honest. with you.
Showtime. Time with a Y. Showtime classic.
It is showtime,
This one's
baby.
really nice.
That's for you because you're super graceful. All right, weekend stuff. This is cool. There's one that I really liked. If you've never done this, it's just fun because I know absolutely zip about art, which is humiliating because your whole family is a family of artists and you're all like, talented and whatever. But they're doing a gallery stroll tonight, and if you've never done it, it's downtown. They go up and down Main Street, Salt Lake City Public Library. There's a bunch of little ones there on 2nd South, but it's all free. That most of them have snacks. They might have wine, and they usually have the artists there, so you can ask them questions.
And this is Friday? Okay.
I apologize. That's tomorrow night. That's Friday night. And like I said, it's completely free.
And I will say the gallery that my mum shows at normally is Modern West Fine Art, and we've talked about that one in the past. It's on 2nd South, just kind of on the corner next to Bar X. And
Best place, baby.
yeah.
Beer and art.
Yeah, but there's a the artist that is showing this month. His name is Nathan Florence, and I love his art. It's really good, and it's really accessible. It's a little bit Degas. He does
nice.
of some dancers and portraits and that
pretty.
kind of thing. But if you are doing gallery stroll, pop into Modern West Fine Art because it's a particularly nice show this month.
It's very funny because you're right. It's stuff that's very beautiful and classic, and then some of the strolls, some of the galleries have like really random, interesting, bizarre art. And then there was one I remember when I was sitting here eating my hors d'oeuvres, just looking at it for like half an hour, going, "I'm missing something." And it was just this white shelf on a white background, and there was a tuna can that had been opened and placed there. And I literally sat there for half an hour going, "I swear to God, I'm missing this." And then the artist came over and he explained one thing. He goes, "My cat was hungry," and then he walked off, and I went, "Okay."
I thought you were going to say he was going to cut. He came over to the tuna can and picked it up and started like eating it. It was just like, oh no, I was just hanging the show, and that was my.
And that was it. I mean, well, there you go. It's the whole statement on the cat and the need for sustenance of feline companion. Never mind.
My dad took us. I mean, we went to gallery openings until they came out of our ears.
Oh, I can imagine.
When I was little, my favorite. I think one of my favorite pieces that we always talked about was just literally a white floor with a trail of breadcrumbs.
I actually kind of like that.
And it was like, and we always would be like, oh God, trail of breadcrumbs. Because it was like the benchmark to which abstract art could be judged.
No, the worst was, and I'm sure you've been trapped in these performance art. When I lived back east,
So embarrassing.
performance art was a very big thing then. And this woman who, and I'm not meaning to mock eating disorders because I had one, but she had overcome bulimia, so her way of expressing that was, we all sat there in this incredibly cold warehouse space and watched her, and she sculpted a bust of Abraham Lincoln out of fudge. I'm not lying to you right now. I'm not lying. And then she ate it, and we all sat there, and I went, do we sit and wait for her to finish the whole bust of... And she did, and we sat for 2 hours, and I'm looking at my friends going, can we leave? And they went, no, you can't leave. What's wrong with you? And we sat there for 2 hours and watched her consume the fudge bust of Abraham Lincoln.
My largest question is, where did she start? Like with a gingerbread man, did she eat the top hat or the nose?
It was
or
the back
beard?
of the head, which I thought seemed like
that seems a bit
a
barbaric.
warranted amount of aggression.
Yeah.
And then we got up there, and the only thing I could think to ask is, their lights, and I was like, how do you keep the fudge stiff enough to sculpt it? And my friends looked at me like, you are so outre.
Oh God,
You're so gauche. And I'm like, I don't want to ask her.
that sounds so bad.
You
can't say that.
I
can
know,
you?
but you get queasy on their behalf, but you can't leave. It's like the most awful slow motion train wreck ever. I mean, I'm sure you've had worse stories because you've been to more, but it was like...
No, that's pretty up there, actually.
And you never know what you're supposed to do because you're just sitting there with your paper cup of, water or whatever going,
Do we clap?
And you can't even look at your phone because everyone will stare at you.
Yeah.
And
Oh, no, that sounds deeply painful.
So you don't have to have any performance art on the gallery stroll if you don't want.
No. And usually galleries in Salt Lake are, the art is relatively accessible.
And it's fun, I know.
And the other thing is, it's very friendly. If you haven't done it before and you're
really
like
nice.
thinking, it might be kind of a bit intimidating or, people are snotty or anything like that, the gallery strolls are super friendly and there's usually quite good food.
I know, I was surprised by that. Yeah, it's one of those fun things that you should do at least once, even if you haven't.
Definitely.
It's totally.
Definitely.
This one I thought was awesome, and so I loved it. I don't know if the new coloring books that are basically for adults. And there was a period in my life with my sisters where we sat down and did nothing but color obsessively to keep our mind off other things. And we did it literally like for 2 months straight and filled through like 18 of these. So I love them, and Zoe and I do them now. They have an art coloring collective tomorrow night, 6 to 8 p.m. It's up in Ogden. It's the local artisan collective. Everybody brings their coloring books and their pencils and their Sharpies, and everybody sits and colors together.
And it's very meditative, isn't it?
And they have love. I have a friend who goes faithfully every week, and she says we have lovely conversations, and everyone's like pictures turn into random discussions about life But I just thought that was so cool. I've never been to a community coloring before.
Yeah, and I imagine it's something like that. It would be very. I found that when I've ever been in, like when my mum did the women's mural, and when people were together cutting out the stencils for that.
That was so cool.
There would often be these incredible conversations because it's almost like you're occupying your right brain, and so you have these kind of unfiltered conversations that just come out because you're relaxed or something.
No, but that's right, because it's repetitive motion and everything, and it's stuff that your hands can do, but it's just enough attention to that you're right, that your conversation might be more unguarded. And that's so interesting. I kind of want to go up and do this.
Yes, that sounds super fun.
I have a lot of Sharpies if you want to join me.
I'd love to, and I've never done a coloring book. Only when I was back in the day.
It's much more fun when you're grown up now, because now you can stay in the lines.
Yeah.
Right.
Or go outside.
You always have the good stuff. What did you find?
Oh yeah, so I saw a show on Friday, which was so good. It's. Do you see how I'm not hitting the table?
I'm so proud of you.
I don't know what I'm doing with my hands.
If you're just joining us, Daisy's thing is that it's just natural. She likes to tap the table, but unfortunately the mics are here, and so it goes thonk thonk, and we can't hear it. But yeah, so I am so proud of you. You're being so strong.
No tapping. So a show called Bright Star up at Pioneer. Theatre Company.
This is Steve Martin's one that he did with his wife, Edie Bridgewick, right?
Yeah, it's Steve Martin and Edie Brickell. Are they married?
Oh, Edie Brickell, sorry. Yeah, they are.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. It's amazing. So Pioneer does not do it doesn't usually do shows that just come in from a tour. It's usually their production.
Local productions, yeah.
And this is one that is touring. And it's got this lady called Carmen Cusack in it,
picture.
who was nominated for a Tony for this role. And this show was on Broadway. And then she is actually leaving the show at the end of this run in Salt Lake City.
Oh, wow.
But it is, when I go and see a musical that's new, I'm usually like, it's going to be fine, whatever. It's very good. It's really good. There's a live, it's set in the South, in the 20s and 40s, and there's a live band on stage with
fun.
that amazing, it's a banjo, and it's,
Steve Martin, it has to have a banjo.
Yeah. So it's this very Southern music, and it's just worth seeing.
Does it have this kind of humor in it? Because Steve Martin, obviously, for those of you who are below the age of 10, it was an incredibly powerful and famous comedian, and did many, many wonderful, funny movies. But is it his kind of odd, interesting humor?
Yeah. It's very funny. I mean, it's a very touching story, but it's funny as well. And it goes through the 27th, so about 10 more days. And they have a lot of shows. I think they do 8 shows a week, and they're dark on Sundays.
Wow.
And so pioneertheatre.org, we're not giving away tickets just because it is selling really well. So
yeah, they're like,
but it's not super expensive. You can get tickets and sit, kind of in the balcony.
Matinees are always good too.
Yeah, and weekdays as well, go on a Monday or a Tuesday. But
how cool! I'm glad you got to see it.
Highly recommended.
I was really wondering. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, and then the other free thing, I stumbled across this website, And you might have heard of this, but it's called Excellence in the Community. And the website is excellenceconcerts.org.
Oh, cool.
And this is this nonprofit that basically puts on free or low-cost concerts, mostly at the Gallivan, and then also like Peary's Egyptian Theatre in Ogden, and I think Provo as well. But so this is tonight. And
Thursday night?
Thursday night,
okay.
yeah. And it's a band called Aspen Winds Classical Quartet, and it's at the Gallivan from 7:30 till 9, and it's free. And the reason I picked it for today, that's not a quartet, that's a quintet. One of those,
Maybe one of
those people is an imposter.
Maybe one of them fell and broke their leg.
No, but that's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's someone must have just been walking down the street with a flute and come and sort of
that happens.
Crashed their chute.
It
is
happens.
What I'm thinking.
Yeah, it happens.
Anyway, part of the reason I picked this is because it's going to be 59 degrees today.
Isn't that amazing?
So the Gallivan being outside, I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So you could, I'm thinking like, go to the Gallivan, and then there's lots of nice restaurants kind of in that area, pop and have dinner or something like that.
I think that's such a great idea.
But yeah, so the website again, excellenceconcerts.org, and they've put on more than 300 concerts since 2005.
That's amazing.
And they have just a big list of like, okay, this is coming up, this is in Ogden, this is in Provo, this is in Salt Lake, this one's free, this one's low cost.
I love this because we have a bunch of young mothers who follow us on Facebook, who watch the show a lot, and they're always talking about that. Like, I'd like to get my kids into this stuff, but I can't afford a $50 ticket, and I'm not taking a kid to something where it's all adults. But if you don't introduce them early, then they don't really get to know different kinds of music and stuff.
Yeah.
So this is amazing because that's everything you want.
And the thing that's
no one's going to get mad if your kid gets up and starts dancing.
Just what I was going to say, because it's in the Gallivan Centre, you're not sitting in the Bravenel Hall, and so it's a little bit more flexible.
My McLean used to stage rush every time when he was a musician.
He?
Totally. He would be like the groupie out in front. So
dancing and
of
everything.
Course.
Oh,
of course.
Darling. That's so sweet. So yeah, a bit more casual where you're not kind of saying, stay in your seat. They can run around and such.
That's
so
perfect.
And it's 7:30 till 9. I think I said that. But
you and I both know what movie we're seeing this weekend.
We're so excited.
12 Strong. Have a look.
If we don't take that city, World Trade Center's just the beginning.
We're teaming up with the general of the Northern Alliance that we know nothing about. General, you show me exactly where we're going.
What are the
I
mountains?
think this is from the same people who did Black Hawk Down.
Is that all of the clip? Because we could watch Chris Hemsworth for a while more if you guys had more.
Yeah, could the show be like 4 hours long today, and we'll just
Hello,
put a
kitten.
montage of clips on?
All right. I could not be married to him because I couldn't live through it. Because no one is ever going to be more beautiful than he is, ever. And Elsa, his wife, is absolutely beautiful, but it's like, he's unnatural.
And she's in this film.
Oh, I didn't know
yes.
that.
Oh, no,
Get out.
that's why I thought you were talking about them,
no.
because they star in the film together as husband and wife.
That's so cool. That must be the first time then. I don't think they've ever acted together
No,
before.
they haven't.
Oh, that's
is
so
what I
cool.
read. So do you, I know you like blowing things up movies, but does that encompass war movies too? Do you like war movies?
Yes. Not the really truly horrifying ones, but this one is wonderful. But yeah, it's the first special forces team that was deployed to Afghanistan after 9/11. New captain, they have to work with an Afghan warlord, and they're working against the Taliban. It was an astonishingly successful incursion.
And
they did really good.
Right? It
yeah.
was a secret thing or something?
Nothing like leaving your wife and kids going, I don't know where I am. Neither do you. It's just one of those. But yeah, but it's such a good story.
Yeah. Jay's doing something that he is nervous about tomorrow night, and so our reward is going to 12 Strong on Saturday. So I think we're going to do that Saturday afternoon.
Bribery always works. There's
always
nothing
works.
wrong with that. Okay, so anyway,